Oh, well, it's actually been quite a big quarter for us, the December quarter. As people who've been following the company know, in August of 2016, we completed the full restructure of our Grieve CO2 EOR project, which was quite transformative for the company. And once we got that started, it was really now taking the project fully into execution. We did a lot of work on putting the Grieve crude oil pipeline back into service. Our joint venture partner, Denbury, is well advanced on project execution. We put a lot of detail in the quarterly about the forward project schedule, where we're ordering new plant and equipment. The engineering design is complete for the final phase of construction. In the coming quarter, we'll start a lot of the new construction work, and that'll continue through the April, May, June, July time period, with a view that we'll actually achieve mechanical completion on the Grieve project in September of this year. Well, the Madden gas field acquisition, along with the Lost Cabin gas plant, is quite a significant transaction for us. It was one of these things that, because it was so material for the company, we kept it pretty quiet. We didn't want to create a lot of new competition for the acquisition. The Madden gas field is the 33rd biggest gas field in the United States by proven reserves as assessed by the U.S. government. We've acquired Freeport-McMoRan's 14% interest in all of those assets. And what it does for the first time, as of the 1st of January 2017, we are now in production. We have proven developed producing reserves. So we have 3,400 barrels a day on average of oil production, or oil and gas production, net to Elk. We're now cash flow positive. So we put out in the quarterly that our projections are we'll net about $2.3 million Australian of free cash flow off of our Madden production for the quarter. It is a big asset. It's a big asset in U.S. terms, but it's even bigger asset in terms of Elk. It really does put us in a totally different class from where we were on the 31st of December. With Grieve going into construction, with the Madden acquisition, we're moving from having been a junior company that was either focused on trying to get new projects, trying to get those projects developed, trying to get those projects into production. We're now a credible producer. We have very significant 2P reserves. So our 2P reserves are now 18 million barrels of 2P reserves. Our proven developed producing reserves are 12 million barrels of oil equivalent. So we have significant reserve growth, we have significant production, we have significant cash flow. And from a financial perspective, the Madden acquisition will deliver for us, we're estimating, US $7 million of free cash flow for this year. Over the first 5 years, it's going to generate each year $7 to $8.5 million of free cash flow to the company. When we add that to our Grieve project, when it comes online and in production at the end of this year, beginning of next year, we're really looking at even a further big step up, where we're looking at between $20 and $25 million a year of free cash flow. For this quarter, it's all about doing the financial settlement on our Madden acquisition. We signed up the transaction on the 4th of January. All of the production is net to our interest right now. All of the cash flow is net to our interest. But just like signing up to buy a house, you sign the purchase and sale agreement, and it's a couple weeks before you actually do the settlement. So towards the end of February, we'll be concluding financial settlement, and then all that production and all that reserves and all that cash flow will come into our accounts. We are quite interested in acquiring additional interests in the field, so we're going to be focusing on being able to further increase our interest in Madden and in Lost Cabin. So it's going to be very much about focusing on that during this quarter. Equally, it's about making sure that first and foremost, we always stay very, very focused on completing the Grieve project, making sure that Denbury, as our operating partner, sticks to the schedule, that execution happens as it should, maintaining financial discipline across both enterprises in terms of Madden and Grieve. That's also, quite important to us.